You have been told that if a woman is not interested, you should just give up, move on, or try harder to prove yourself. But my friend, that advice is why so many men lose the woman before they ever had a chance. Think about where most men are right now. They see a woman pulling away, getting colder, replying slower, showing less interest, and what do? They chase harder. They text more, they explain more. They try to be nicer, more available, more impressive, hoping one day she will wake up and see their value. But let's be real. Attraction does not grow when a man acts desperate for approval. Desire does not rise when a woman knows he will always be there, waiting, hoping, ready to accept whatever little attention she gives him. The truth is, women do not miss men because those men need them. Women miss men who create a powerful emotional presence, then have enough self-control to step back and let that presence be felt. This video is not about pickup lines. It is not about pretending to be someone you are not. It is about understanding female psychology, Stoic discipline, and the masculine power that makes a woman wonder about you, even when she was not interested at first. Today you will learn how to stop killing attraction, how to create mystery, how to use silence, and how to become the kind of man she cannot forget. Let's get into it. Number 1. Why chasing kills desire. Here is the truth most men hate hearing, my friend. The harder you chase a woman, the faster desire dies. Not because women are cruel, not because effort is useless. Effort matters when it comes from strength. But chasing is not strength. Chasing is fear wearing a nice shirt. It is the fear that if you stop texting, she will forget you. The fear that if you stop proving yourself, another man will take your place. The fear that your value only exists if she keeps giving you attention. And folks, women feel that fear. They may not say it out loud, but they sense it in the way you double text, in the way you answer too quickly, in the way you laugh too hard at things that are not funny, in the way you keep trying to impress her when she is barely giving you anything back. Let's be honest, nobody craves what is already overflowing in their lap. When you call too much, text too much, explain too much, and show too much interest too soon, you create emotional oversupply. She does not have to wonder about you because you are always there. She does not have to miss your voice because you keep handing it to her. She does not have to earn your attention because you are giving it away like it has no value. Think about Richard, 51, from Dallas. He met Angela, 46, after his divorce. She was attractive, confident, a little distant, and that distance pulled him in hard. At first, she answered warmly. Then her replies got shorter. Instead of stepping back, Richard panicked. He sent longer messages. He asked if everything was okay. He offered dinner again. He checked her social media. He tried to prove he was different from other men. But Angela did not feel more desire. She felt pressure. She felt his need. And neediness, even when it comes from a good heart, does not create attraction. It creates weight. That is the part many men miss. You think you are showing devotion. She feels you asking her to validate you. You think you are being romantic. She feels you trying to convince her. You think persistence makes you masculine. But if persistence has no self-respect behind it, it looks like begging with better manners. A Stoic man understands this. He does not try to control a woman's interest. He controls his own behavior. He knows that his worth is not proven by how hard he can chase. His worth is shown by how calmly he can stand when he wants something but refuses to lose himself for it. Chasing flips the balance of power. Instead of her feeling lucky to have your attention, she starts seeing you as the man trying to win hers. And once that happens, desire gets replaced by comfort, pity, or even irritation. She may still reply. She may still enjoy your attention, but that does not mean she desires you. Desire needs space. It needs tension. It needs a little uncertainty. Not games, not manipulation, just enough distance for her mind to ask, where did he go? Why is he not trying so hard anymore? What changed? So here is the move. Stop chasing. Not angrily, not dramatically. Just stop. Pull your attention back. Return to your life. Go to the gym. See your friends. Work on your business. Sleep without checking your phone like your dignity is trapped inside it. If she is interested, she will feel the shift. If she is not, you have saved yourself from becoming smaller in front of someone who never earned that much access to you. Comment this now. I stop chasing. Let it land today. Stick with me, because the next part shows why silence can create more desire than another message ever could. Number 2. Silence makes her wonder. Most men think constant communication builds desire, but my friend, too much communication can quietly bury it. You send good morning texts, you check in during lunch, you ask how her day is going, you send another message before bed. In your mind you are showing effort, you are proving you care. You are making sure she knows you are interested. But from her side something different can happen. Your words become too available, your attention becomes too predictable. And when something is predictable every single day, it stops feeling special. Let's be straight about this. A woman cannot wonder about a man who never gives her room to wonder. Silence has weight. Silence creates space. Silence makes the mind work. When you stop filling every gap with a message, she starts filling that gap with questions. Why has he not texted today? What is he doing? Is he busy with something more important? Did his attention move somewhere else? That is not manipulation. That is human psychology. The mind notices absence faster than it appreciates constant presence. Attention is a currency, folks. If you throw it around like loose change, do not be surprised when she treats it like something cheap. But when you give attention with intention, when you do not hand it out every hour, like you are afraid of being forgotten, it gains value. A man who can be quiet without panic shows control. A man who does not need to keep checking in shows he has a life. And that, whether she admits it or not, is attractive. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That line matters here. You do not have power over how fast she replies. You do not have power over whether she thinks about you tonight. You do not have power over her mood, her interest, or her choices. But you do have power over your own hand reaching for the phone. You have power over whether you react like a man with self-respect or like a man begging for reassurance. Silence is not the same as sulking. Do not confuse the two. We are not talking about childish, ignoring punishment or some cheap game where you disappear just to make her anxious. That is weak. Real silence comes from composure. It says, "I am not angry. I am not desperate. I am simply not available for constant emotional performance. My world does not revolve around your notifications." That kind of silence makes her curious because it creates contrast. Yesterday, you were the man always there. Today, you are steady, calm, and not reaching. She expected another message. It never came. She expected you to keep proving your interest. You did not. Now her mind has to adjust to a new picture of you. You are no longer the man chasing the conversation. You are the man who can let the conversation breathe. Here is where most men fail. The moment they feel silence working, they break it. They send a joke. They send a question. They send some excuse to reopen the door. Why? Because the silence makes them uncomfortable before it makes her curious. My friend, that discomfort is the test. Can you hold your frame long enough for your absence to become noticeable? Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say to a woman is nothing. Let your restraint speak. Let your life create mystery. Let her feel your attention is not automatic. When she reaches out, respond with calm, not hunger. Keep it simple. Let her sense you are pleased but not relieved. Comment this now. I value silence. Own those words before you touch that phone again. Stay with me, because what comes next is where men make themselves too available and kill desire fast. Number 3. Stop being so available. Let's call it what it is, my friend. Being too available does not make you more desirable. It makes you predictable. Most men confuse access with affection. They think if they are always there, always ready, always answering, always adjusting their schedule, a woman will finally see their loyalty and choose them. But attraction does not work that way. A woman may appreciate your availability, but appreciation is not the same as desire. Desire needs value. Value needs boundaries. And boundaries disappear when you are ready to drop your entire life the second her name lights up your phone. Think about it. If she knows you will cancel dinner with your friends, skip your workout, leave work early, or stay up late just because she might want your attention, what does that tell her? It tells her she does not have to earn your time. It tells her your life is flexible around her mood. It tells her you are waiting. And folks, waiting is just chasing without movement. Take Michael, 54, from Tampa. He met Denise, 48, at a wine bar after a long week of work. She liked his calm voice, his confidence, the way he talked about his construction business and his grown kids. At first she felt drawn to him because he seemed like a man with a full life. But after a few dates, Michael started making one mistake. He became too available. If Denise texted at midnight, he replied. If she cancelled, he said, no problem, maybe tomorrow. If she hinted she was bored, he drove across town. He thought he was showing interest, but Denise started feeling something else. The same man who once seemed grounded now seemed too easy to move. His schedule had no weight, his plans had no spine, and slowly the spark faded. There was no edge left, no quiet tension, no sense that his attention had to be respected. Let's be real here. A man without priorities becomes a man without mystery. If your whole life can be rearranged by one casual message from her, she will not see you as powerful. She will see you as convenient. This does not mean you act cold. It does not mean you play childish games or pretend to be busy. It means you actually become a man with a life. A real life. A life with work, health, friends, purpose, discipline, quiet mornings, hard goals, and time that is not handed out for free. When you say, I cannot tonight, I already have plans, you are not disrespecting her. You are respecting yourself. When you do not reply instantly because you are in the middle of something important, you are not being rude. You are showing that your attention is valuable because your life is valuable. That is what creates a shift. She starts to feel that access to you is not automatic. She starts to understand that your time has weight. And when a woman senses that a man has weight, she pays closer attention, not because he is playing hard to get, but because he is hard to distract from his own path. Here is the key. Do not make her the center of your calendar before she has earned that place. Do not give husband-level availability to someone who is still treating you like a maybe. Keep your rhythm. Keep your standards. Keep your life moving. If she wants time with you, good. Let her meet you inside a life you already respect, not inside a life you abandoned just to impress her. And that is where desire starts breathing again. Comment this now. I protect my time. Mean it before you say yes too quickly again. Let's keep going because the next part shows why mystery creates the kind of tension that plain honesty cannot always build. Number 4. Mystery creates sexual tension. Here is where most men ruin the spark, folks. They confuse honesty with overexposure. Now listen carefully. Honesty matters. A man should not lie, fake his life, or pretend to be someone he is not. That is weak. But there is a difference between being truthful and handing a woman the entire map of your mind before she has earned the right to walk through it. Too many men meet a woman they like, and within a few conversations they start spilling everything. Their feelings, their fears, their plans, their past heartbreaks, their need for connection, their hope that she might be different. They think this depth will pull her closer. Sometimes it does the opposite. It removes the tension. It removes the wondering. It makes the interaction feel heavy before desire has had room to breathe. Let's not sugarcoat it. Sexual tension does not grow from total access. It grows from curiosity, restraint, and the feeling that there is more beneath the surface. Think about a great movie. If the story tells you everything in the first 5 minutes, you stop leaning forward. But when it reveals just enough, when it gives you a glimpse and then pulls back, your mind stays engaged. You want the next scene. You want the next layer. That is how mystery works in attraction. A woman does not need you to become a locked box with no warmth. She needs to feel that you are not desperate to be fully understood in one night. You can be present, direct, and honest without becoming emotionally naked. A Stoic man speaks with purpose. He does not use confession as a way to buy closeness. Epictetus said, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." That is powerful here. Before you speak, ask yourself, am I saying this because it has value, or because I need her to reassure me? Am I sharing from strength, or am I leaking insecurity? The difference matters. Mystery is not deception. Mystery is discipline. It is choosing not to explain every mood, every plan, every desire, every wound. It is having enough self-control to let a woman discover you over time. When she feels there is depth in you but not easy access to all of it, her mind starts working. She starts wondering what you think, what drives you, what you want, what you are holding back. That wondering creates tension, and my friend, tension is fuel. Without it, even a good man can feel too familiar too fast. Familiarity without earned intimacy turns you into comfort, not craving. You become the man she understands completely, but does not feel pulled toward. That is a dangerous place to be. Here is the practical move. Give clean answers, not anxious essays. Share enough to be real, not so much that you are trying to secure her approval. Let your silence sit between words. So stop giving full access before there is real investment. Do not turn every conversation into therapy. Do not announce how much you like her after a few sparks. Do not explain your whole strategy, your whole heart, your whole life. Let your actions carry weight. Let your calm presence say more than your mouth does. If you want to go deeper into building that calm, masculine presence, the kind that creates respect without chasing, consider joining the channel membership. Inside, you will get deeper lessons on Stoic self-control, emotional discipline, and how to carry yourself like a man whose attention has real value. Make this your standard today. Type this below, I keep mystery. Let those words remind you that not everything valuable has to be revealed immediately. Don't go anywhere, because the next point shows why competing for her attention is the fastest way to hand your power to another man. Number 5. Never compete for attention. Let's get one thing straight, folks. The moment you start competing for a woman's attention, you have already lowered yourself. I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. When another man enters the picture, most men lose their frame. They see her laughing at his joke, replying to his comment, liking his photo, or talking about some guy from work, and suddenly their stomach tightens. They start performing. They get louder. They try to be funnier. They send more messages. They try to prove they are the better choice. But my friend, proving is not power. Proving is fear. A man who knows his worth does not enter a contest for a woman's validation. He does not audition beside other men, hoping she picks him like he is standing in a lineup. He understands something most men forget. If you compete for her attention, you are telling her that her attention is above your dignity. Think about Mark, 48, from Chicago. He was seeing Lisa, 44, a confident woman he met through a business networking event. Things started well. She liked his maturity, his humor, and the way he carried himself. But then Mark noticed another man commenting on Lisa's Facebook posts. Nothing serious, just compliments, a few jokes, a little attention. Mark felt threatened, so he started reacting. He commented faster. He sent Lisa extra texts. He tried to remind her how much he cared. He even asked, "So who is that guy always on your page?" That question changed the energy. Lisa did not feel more desired. She felt Mark's insecurity. The man who once seemed grounded now looked like he was watching the scoreboard. Let's be real. Women may enjoy attention, but they respect composure. If you panic every time another man shows interest, you are not showing love. You are showing that you do not trust your own value. And once she sees that the sexual tension starts to weaken because you no longer feel like the prize, You feel like one more man trying to convince her. Never compete does not mean you act careless. It means you stay centered. If she is entertaining, other men observe. Do not explode. Do not interrogate. Do not beg her to choose you. Watch her behavior. Let her reveal her standards. A Stoic man does not lose himself because another man exists. He knows other men are not the real threat. His own insecurity is. Here is the psychology. Scarcity creates value. Confidence creates pull. But competition creates desperation. When you compete, you give her the power to compare you. When you step back calmly, you force a different question into her mind. Why is he not reacting? Why is he not trying to win me like the others? Does he know something they do not? That quiet certainty is attractive, not because it is cold, but because it signals strength. You are not saying, please choose me. You are saying, I choose where my energy goes. If you want my attention, meet me with respect. If not, I keep walking. So stop checking who liked her pictures. Stop studying every man in her comments. Stop trying to outdo men living in your head. Build your body, build your money, build your mind, build your peace. A man with a mission does not have time to wrestle strangers for scraps. And here is the strongest part. When you stop competing, she feels the difference. She sees you are not easily shaken. She senses you have options, discipline, and self-respect. That is when curiosity rises. That is when respect grows. That is when desire has room to return. Put this in the comments as your line in the sand. I never compete. Stay tuned because the next part reveals why quiet confidence can pull harder than affection ever could. Number 6. Confidence pulls her closer. Here is the hard truth, folks. A woman may enjoy your affection, but confidence is what makes her feel the pull. You can be kind. You can be loyal. You can send thoughtful messages, remember every little detail, and treat her better than the last man did. But if all that affection comes from a place of insecurity, it loses its power. Love, without confidence, starts to feel like need. And need does not create desire. It creates pressure. Let's be clear. Confidence is not arrogance. It is not bragging about money, acting cold, or pretending you have no feelings. Real confidence is quieter than that. It is the way you stand when you are unsure but still composed. It is the way you speak without rushing to impress. It is the way you can like a woman without making her the judge of your worth. A confident man does not ask the room for permission to exist. He carries himself like his life already has meaning, with or without her approval. And that is what pulls her closer. Not because he is forcing anything, but because his self-belief creates safety, tension, and respect all at once. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Think about that. Confidence is not built by always getting the woman, always hearing yes, or always being wanted. Confidence is built when you can face rejection, silence, distance, and uncertainty without falling apart. That is the difference between a man who attracts and a man who clings. The clinging man says, "Please do not leave because I do not know who I am without you." The confident man says, "I value you, but I will not abandon myself to keep you." Feel the difference. One makes her carry your emotional weight, the other makes her feel your strength. And let's be real, women notice the man who does not collapse under tension. They notice the man who can hold eye contact without begging through his eyes. They notice the man who can walk away from disrespect without turning it into drama. They notice the man who does not need to advertise his value because he lives it. This is why confidence is more addictive than attention. Attention is everywhere. Most women can get it with one photo, one smile, one message left unanswered. But grounded masculine confidence is rare. A man who is warm but not needy, interested but not desperate, calm but not passive, that man stands out. He gives her something different to feel. So how do you build it? You stop making her reaction the center of your nervous system. You stop reading every pause, every delayed reply, every shift in tone like it is a verdict on your manhood. You return to what you control. Your body, your work, your word, your discipline, your ability to stay steady when your emotions want to run wild. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That is the foundation. Her interest is an outside event. Her reply is an outside event. Her mood is an outside event. Your posture, your patience, your restraint, and your standards are yours. When you become that man, she feels it. Your energy changes, your words get cleaner, your silence gets stronger, your presence becomes heavier in the best way. She may not know why she feels drawn in, but she will sense that you are not another man begging to be chosen. You become calm pressure, not noise, and that kind of presence stays in her body. Say it below, and mean it. I move confidently. Stay with me because the next part shows how distance makes her realize your presence is not guaranteed. Number 7. Make her feel distance. Let's be honest, folks. A woman does not fear losing what she believes will always be there. If she knows your attention is guaranteed, your desire is guaranteed, your forgiveness is guaranteed, and your time is always waiting in the background, she has no reason to feel urgency, no reason to wonder, no reason to reach. You become part of the furniture in her emotional life. Present, useful, familiar, but not exciting. That is why distance matters. Not bitter distance, not childish distance, not the kind where you disappear just to punish her and then stare at your phone every 5 minutes, hoping she notices. That is still chasing, just dressed in silence. Real distance comes from self-respect. It means you stop orbiting around her and return to your own center. Think about Robert, 55, from Phoenix. He had been seeing Susan, 51, for several months. Susan liked him, but she was inconsistent. Some weeks she was warm, playful, and close. Other weeks she barely replied, unless she needed something. Robert always showed up anyway. If her car needed help, he was there. If she felt lonely, he drove across town. If she cancelled plans, he accepted it with a smile and waited for the next opening. In his mind, he was proving he was reliable. In her mind, he was becoming guaranteed. Then one week Robert stopped filling every gap. He did not get angry. He did not send a speech. He simply became less available. He kept his Saturday plans with his brother. He stopped responding to late-night emotional check-ins. He let Susan feel what it was like when his attention was no longer sitting at her front door. And guess what happened? She noticed. She asked if everything was okay. She checked in first. She suddenly wanted to know what he was doing. Why? Because distance created a question her comfort had erased. Am I losing him? My friend, that question is powerful. Not because you are trying to scare her, but because people wake up when they realize access is not permanent. If she can have your energy anytime, she will not respect the cost of it. But when your energy pulls back, she has to confront its value. She has to feel the empty space your effort used to cover. This is not manipulation, it is self-respect. You are not pretending to move on. You are actually moving back into your life. You are not acting busy. You are becoming invested in things that matter. Your health, your money, your purpose, your peace, your friendships, your faith, your discipline. When a woman senses that you are no longer waiting by the emotional door, her perception changes. She starts wondering who is getting the attention she used to receive so easily. She starts remembering the calm presence she took for granted. She starts feeling the gap where you used to be too available, too forgiving, too predictable. But here is the warning. Distance only works when you can hold it without resentment. If you pull away while secretly burning with need, she will feel that too. Distance without inner control turns into passive aggression. Distance with stoic discipline becomes power. So let her feel your absence. Let her feel that your presence is a privilege, not a subscription she forgot she had. Stop rewarding inconsistency with constant access. Stop giving full emotional availability to someone giving half effort. If she values you, distance will make her lean in. If she does not, distance will reveal the truth. Either way, you win because you stop abandoning yourself. Put these words below as your reminder. I create distance. Stick with me for the closing, because this is where we turn everything into one clear standard for your life. And that standard is what changes everything today. Number 8. Become hard to read. Here is something most men do not understand, folks. If a woman can predict your every reaction, she can stop wondering about you. And once she stops wondering, the tension starts fading. Being hard to read does not mean being fake cold or emotionally unavailable like a wounded teenager trying to look mysterious. That is not strength. That is insecurity with a mask on. What we are talking about is composure, a controlled presence, a man who does not reveal every emotional movement the second he feels it. A man who can be interested without being obvious warm, without being needy, and attracted without handing over his entire inner world. Let's get practical. Most men are too easy to read because they react instantly. She takes longer to reply, and his mood changes. She cancels a plan, and he starts fishing for reassurance. She compliments another man, and suddenly he gets tense. She pulls back a little, and he starts over-explaining, over-texting, over-asking what changed. My friend, that is not love. That is emotional exposure without discipline. A woman may not always know exactly what she wants, but she can feel when a man is too easy to move. If every small action from her creates a visible reaction in you, she knows she has the remote control. She knows which button makes you anxious, which button makes you chase, which button makes you prove yourself. And once she knows that the mystery is gone, Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." That is the energy you need here. Not stone cold, not dead inside. Firm. The waves come. Her delayed replies come. Her mixed signals come. Her little tests come. But you do not splash all over the place. You stand. Being hard to read means you stop giving emotional subtitles to every moment. You do not announce, "I was worried you lost interest." You do not confess, "I have been thinking about you all day," when she has barely invested. You do not ask, "Are we okay?" every time the energy shifts. You stay grounded. You observe. You let her behavior show you what is real before you rush to explain what you feel. That restraint creates tension because it makes her curious. She starts asking herself, what is he thinking? Is he affected by me? Does he like me more than he shows? Why is he so calm? That curiosity is powerful because it pulls her mind toward you without you forcing it. Now understand this clearly. Being hard to read is not about hiding your intentions forever. A man should be clear when clarity is needed, but timing matters. If you reveal too much too early, you kill discovery. If you react too easily, you kill respect. If you explain every feeling, you kill tension. So practice emotional economy. Speak less when your emotions are loud. Pause before answering. Smile instead of defending. Let silence sit. Let your eyes carry confidence, not hunger. When you are pleased, show it calmly. When you are disappointed, do not throw a performance. When you are attracted, let it be felt through presence, not desperation. This is where a man becomes magnetic, not because he hides, but because he finally stops leaking his power through every reaction. A Stoic man is not unreadable because he is empty. He is hard to read because he owns himself. His emotions exist, but they do not drive the car. His desire is real, but it does not drag him by the collar. Write this below. If you are done being too predictable, I stay unreadable. Don't go anywhere, because the next part shows how to make access to you feel rare, valuable, and worth earning. Number 9. Let her crave access. Here is the shift, folks. Stop trying to get more access to her and start becoming the man whose access she wants to earn. Most men chase access like it is oxygen. They want her time, her replies, her attention, her smile, her approval. They keep knocking at the door, hoping she finally lets them in. But a man with real value does not stand outside begging. He builds a life so solid, so full, so quietly attractive, that she begins wondering what it would feel like to be invited into it. Let's be real. Access loses power when it is unlimited. If she can text you at any hour and get a warm reply, cancel plans, and still get your patience disappear for days, and still get your excitement when she returns, then what exactly is she earning? Nothing. You have made the door too easy to open. Think about James, 56, from Nashville. He met Carla, 49, through a mutual friend at a backyard barbecue. Carla was beautiful, sharp, and used to men leaning toward her. James liked her immediately, but at first he made the same mistake most men make. He gave too much access. Long calls whenever she wanted. Emotional support whenever she felt stressed. Last-minute dinners whenever she felt bored. He thought he was building closeness. But Carla started treating his presence like a comfortable chair. Nice to have, easy to use, always there. Then James changed. Not with anger, not with some speech about being disrespected. He simply raised the price of access. When Carla called late just to vent, he said, "I am winding down tonight, we can talk tomorrow." When she hinted at a last-minute meetup, he already had plans. When she texted vaguely, he did not rush to rescue the conversation. He stayed warm, but he stopped being endlessly open. That is when Carla started leaning in. She asked more questions. She planned ahead. She wanted to know when he was free. Why? Because his time had become something with shape, not something spilled everywhere. My friend, this is not about making a woman jump through hoops. It is about respecting your own gate. If every part of you is available before she invests, there is no anticipation, no privilege, no quiet thrill of being chosen by you. But when your attention has boundaries, when your time is protected, when your emotional world is not open 24 hours a day, access starts to feel valuable. A woman craves access when she senses there is more to you than what she has been given. She wants to know what is behind the calm. She wants to feel she has earned a place in your world, not stumbled into it because you were lonely. That is the subtle pull. You are not withholding love. You are refusing to give premium access to casual effort. So make your life the room she wants to enter. Fill it with purpose, strength, humor, discipline, and standards. Do not make her the prize while you wait at the gate. You become the gate. You decide who enters, how close they get, and what level of respect is required before she gets fully closer. If she steps forward with genuine interest, meet her with warmth. If she offers crumbs, do not reward them with full access. Stay calm, stay selective. Let her feel that your attention is not a cheap seat anyone can take. The right woman will respect that gate. The wrong one will resent it. Either reaction gives you the truth, and truth is always useful. Type this below. If you are done being too easy to reach, I guard access. Stay with me, because the final part will show you how to walk like the prize, without arrogance, without games, and without losing yourself. Number 10. Walk like the prize. Here is the final shift, folks. Stop walking like a man who hopes to be chosen, and start walking like a man who already chose himself. Most men hear the phrase, "be the prize," and misunderstand it. They think it means acting arrogant, cold, superior, or pretending they do not care. That is not the prize. That is insecurity, trying to dress up as confidence. A real prize does not shout. A real prize does not chase the room for attention. A real prize carries quiet value, and because of that value, people feel it before he explains it. Walk like the prize means your life is not built around a woman's interest. It means you do not enter every interaction asking, "Does she like me?" You enter asking, "Does this match my standards? Is there respect here? Is there peace here? Is there genuine effort here?" That question changes everything. Suddenly you are no longer performing for approval. You are evaluating with calm eyes. Let's be real. A woman can sense when a man is trying to earn her. He laughs too quickly. He agrees too easily. He hides his opinions. He bends his schedule. He softens his boundaries. He acts like her attention is the reward and his own dignity is the price. That energy is not attractive. It may get him temporary access, but it does not create deep desire. The man who walks like the prize moves differently. He is warm but not hungry. He is interested but not desperate. He can flirt without leaning too far forward. He can compliment without worshipping. He can walk away without making a scene. He does not need to punish her for disinterest, because her disinterest is information, not a wound to his identity. This is where Stoicism becomes practical. You stop treating attraction like a verdict. If she wants you, good. If she does not, also good. Not because you feel nothing, but because you refuse to make one woman the judge of your entire masculine worth. That is freedom. That is control. That is the kind of inner posture that changes how you stand, speak, look, and move. And here is the part that makes women feel the difference. When you walk like the prize, you stop asking for permission to have standards. You stop tolerating mixed signals just because she is beautiful. You stop giving emotional loyalty before there is mutual investment. You stop over-explaining why you matter. You simply live like your time, presence, and attention are valuable. That does not make you selfish. It makes you grounded. There is a big difference between a man who values himself and a man who thinks he is better than everyone. Arrogance says, "I am above you." Self-respect says, "I will not lower myself." One pushes people away. The other draws the right people closer. So, how do you practice this today? Start small. Slow down your replies. Not to play games, but because you are busy living. Keep plans you made before she texted. Say no when your body knows you mean no. Speak honestly without begging to be understood. Dress well because you respect yourself, not because you are trying to impress her. Stay in shape because your body carries your discipline. Build a life that gives you pride when nobody is watching. Then, when you meet a woman who is unsure about you, you will not panic. You will not chase. You will not compete. You will not flood her with attention. You will remain steady. You will let her feel your presence, then let her feel the possibility of your absence. That is when she understands you are not another man waiting to be picked. You are a man with direction, standards, and options. Write this below as your final reminder: I am the prize. Folks, today you learned one clear truth. Desire does not grow when a man chases, begs, competes, or gives away unlimited access. It grows when he has discipline, mystery, confidence, standards, and the strength to walk away without losing himself. You learned why chasing kills attraction, why silence creates curiosity, why availability must be earned, and why a man who values himself becomes far more powerful than a man waiting to be chosen. If you want deeper lessons on Stoic confidence, masculine self-control, and relationship power, join the channel membership. That is where we go further into the mindset and discipline that make a man truly unforgettable. And if this video gave you clarity, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss tomorrow's lesson. If we are being honest, most men have no idea how female attraction actually works. They think buying flowers, sending good morning texts, and giving constant attention will make a woman obsessed. But my friend, that is often the fastest way to make her feel nothing. Not because kindness is wrong. Kindness matters. But kindness without mystery, confidence, and self-respect becomes predictable. And predictable men do not create obsession, they create comfort. Look at what happens to most men. They meet a woman they want. She is beautiful, feminine, maybe a little hard to read, and suddenly they start bending. They answer too fast. They clear their schedule. They compliment too much. They try to prove they are different from every other man. Deep down, they are not leading anymore. They are auditioning. And folks, women can feel that. They can feel when your attention is coming from confidence, and they can feel when it is coming from fear. So today we are not talking about fake pickup lines or childish games. We are talking about female psychology, Stoic self-control, and the kind of masculine presence that makes a woman keep thinking about you when you are not even around. By the end of this video, you will understand how to stop being too available, create desire through scarcity, set boundaries, control the pace, and become the man she cannot fully figure out. This is where attraction stops being luck and starts becoming discipline. Let's get into it. Number 1. Stop being too available. Let's be real, folks. The fastest way to make a woman stop feeling desire is to make yourself available, like you have no life of your own. I know most men do it with good intentions. You like her, so you answer fast. She calls you, pick up. She says she might be free tonight, and suddenly your whole schedule bends around her. You cancel the gym. You move dinner with your friends. You stay up late waiting for a text that may never come. In your mind, you are showing interest. You are proving you are serious. But in her body, it often lands differently. It feels like your time is too easy to get. And my friend, easy access rarely creates deep craving. Women are drawn to men whose time feels valuable. Not fake busy, not rude, not childish, valuable. A man with a full life has weight. His attention feels earned because it is not lying around on the floor waiting for anyone to pick it up. When your attention is unlimited, there is no anticipation, no tension, no hunger. She does not need to wonder when she will see you, because she assumes you will appear whenever she wants. Think about Frank, 52, from Scottsdale. He met Michelle, 47, at a charity dinner. She was sharp, attractive, and used to men trying hard. Frank had a good business, grown kids, and a life he had built over decades. At first, Michelle liked that. She felt his steadiness. But after 2 dates, Frank started acting like a man afraid to lose the chance. Michelle texted on a Wednesday afternoon, asking if he wanted to grab drinks that night. Frank had poker with old friends, but he cancelled. The next week, she called late because she was bored, and he drove across town. When she replied slowly, he still answered instantly. What happened? Michelle did not become more obsessed. She became comfortable. Frank stopped feeling like a man with a life and started feeling like a man on standby. That is the danger. Availability without boundaries turns you into emotional furniture. Useful, familiar, easy to access, but not exciting. You may still be liked. You may still be appreciated. But appreciation is not obsession. Desire grows when there is space for her mind to reach toward you. This does not mean you ignore her. Do not twist this into some immature game. When you are with her, be present. Look her in the eye. Listen. Lead the moment. Make the time feel rich. But when you are not with her, return to your own world. Let her feel that you have responsibilities, passions, routines, and standards that do not vanish because she sends a pretty message. If she asks to see you last minute and you already have plans, say, I cannot tonight, but Friday works. Simple, calm, no apology tour, no desperate explanation. That one sentence says more than a speech. It says your time is real. It says you are interested but not owned. It says she can be part of your life, but she does not get to erase your life. That is masculine restraint, not some game. Scarcity creates value because it makes presence feel chosen. When she has to wait a little, anticipate a little, and adjust a little, her mind invests. She starts looking forward to the time instead of assuming it is guaranteed. That is where attraction starts breathing again. So stop living on call. Stop rewarding every casual message with immediate access. Build a life she wants to enter, not a life you abandon the second she knocks. If this hits close to home, write this below. I value time. Stay with me, because the next part shows how valuable time turns into desire when she realizes your attention is not unlimited. Number 2. Make your time desirable. Here is what most men never understand, folks. Time is not attractive just because you give it. Time becomes attractive when it feels valuable. A woman can receive attention from almost anywhere. A message, a compliment, a quick invitation, a man willing to rearrange his whole evening just to get close to her. That kind of attention is common. It is everywhere. But a man whose time has weight, a man who does not hand out his hours like cheap flyers on the street, that man feels different. Let's be honest. If your time is always available, she does not have to desire it. She simply expects it. That is why the last point matters so much. Being less available is only the beginning. Now you have to make your time feel worth having, and you do that by building a life that does not pause every time she appears. Your work matters. Your body matters. Your friends matter. Your peace matters. Your purpose matters. If those things disappear the moment she texts, then your life was not strong enough to hold desire in the first place. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." That line should hit every man listening, because too many men waste their best hours waiting for a woman to choose them, waiting for a reply, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission to feel confident again. My friend, that is not romance. That is surrender. When your time becomes desirable, you stop using it as bait. You stop saying yes just because you are afraid she will lose interest. You stop stretching a short conversation into a desperate performance. You stop giving every free evening to a woman who has not shown real effort. Instead, you become selective, calm, intentional. You let her feel that spending time with you is not automatic. It is something that happens when there is mutual respect, real interest, and the right energy. This is where desire starts to change. If she knows you have a life, she feels anticipation. If she knows you have standards, she feels curiosity. If she knows you can enjoy yourself without her, she feels that quiet pull. She starts wondering where she fits into your world, instead of assuming your world is already built around her. And folks, that is powerful. But do not confuse this with acting unavailable just to create drama. A weak man pretends to be busy. A strong man actually is invested in his life. There is a difference. Pretending is fragile. She will feel it. Real purpose has a different scent. It is in the way you speak, the way you move, the way you do not rush, the way you can tell her, "I would like to see you, but tonight does not work for me," without sounding nervous or guilty. That calm certainty creates sexual tension because it tells her you are not easily possessed. You are present when you choose to be, but you are not sitting there waiting to be summoned. And deep down, that makes your presence feel more exciting. She has to lean in. She has to adjust. She has to feel the cost of your time. This is the Stoic mindset. You do not measure your worth by how badly she wants your attention. You measure your worth by how well you guard what cannot be replaced. Your time, your focus, your energy, your life. So ask yourself today, are you spending your time like a man with value, or giving it away like a man afraid to be forgotten? Make this your reminder and type it below. I guard time. Stay tuned, because the next lesson shows why a woman values you more when she understands she could actually lose you. Number 3. Trigger fear of losing you. Here is the uncomfortable truth, folks. If a woman believes she can never lose you, she will slowly stop treating your presence like something precious. That does not make her evil, that makes her human. People protect what they believe can be lost. They neglect what they believe is guaranteed. And too many men make one fatal mistake. They try to prove loyalty so hard that they erase all sense of value. They say, "I will never leave. I will always be here. You can count on me no matter what." It sounds noble, my friend, but if there are no standards behind it, it becomes permission. Permission to cancel on you. Permission to take your patience for granted. Permission to give low effort and still receive full access. Let's be clear, triggering fear of losing you is not about threatening her. It is not about jealousy games, silent punishment, or making her feel unsafe. That is weak behavior. What we are talking about is the quiet certainty that you are a man who can walk away when respect disappears. Think about David, 53, from Austin. He had been dating Lauren, 47, for several months. At first, she was excited to see him. She planned dinners. She called first. She made him feel wanted. But over time, Lauren started canceling plans at the last minute. Once for a friend, then for work, Then because she was tired, David kept saying, "No worries, we can do another time." He thought patience would make him look mature. But Lauren learned something else. She learned there was no cost to disappointing him. One Friday she cancelled again 2 hours before dinner. This time David did not beg, complain, or send some emotional paragraph. He simply said, "I understand, but I am not interested in building something where my time keeps becoming optional. Take care of your evening." Then he went out with friends and stopped chasing the next plan. That calm response changed the dynamic. Lauren suddenly realized David was not locked down. He was not angry, but he was not endlessly available either. She could lose him if she kept treating him like background noise. And notice the power here, folks. He did not raise his voice. He raised his standard. That is what makes the message land. That is the space where attraction wakes up. Not fear in a cruel sense, but awareness. Awareness that you have dignity. Awareness that you have options. Awareness that your loyalty is earned, not unlimited. Attraction lives between security and uncertainty. She should feel safe with your strength, but she should never feel safe disrespecting you. That balance matters. If you are all uncertainty, you become unstable. If you are all security with no boundaries, you become predictable. The powerful man gives warmth, but not at the cost of his self-respect. So stop trying to prove you will stay through anything. A woman does not respect a man because he tolerates everything. She respects a man because he loves with control, gives with standards, and stays only where his presence is valued. Here is the practical rule. Do not announce your boundaries like a threat. Live them. If she cancels repeatedly, make other plans. If she gives half effort, pull back your full investment. If she treats you like an afterthought, stop acting like her first priority. Your actions must teach the truth, your words used to beg her to understand. And if she steps up, good. Meet effort with effort. But if she does not, you have your answer. Either way, you remain intact, grounded, and fully self-possessed as a man. Write this below. If you are done being guaranteed, I can walk. Don't go anywhere, because the next part shows how to hold boundaries without sounding bitter, needy, or weak. Number 4. Hold boundaries without threats. Let's get something clear, folks. A boundary is not a threat. A boundary is a standard you are willing to live by. Weak men threaten because they want a reaction. Strong men set boundaries because they know their value. There is a huge difference. When you say, "If you do that again, I am done," but you say it with anger, panic, and trembling need underneath, she does not feel your strength. She feels your fear. She feels that you are trying to force her behavior because you do not trust yourself to walk away. That is not stoic power. That is emotional bargaining. A real boundary is calm. It is clean. It does not beg. It does not explode. It does not require a dramatic speech. It simply says, "This is what I accept. This is what I do not accept. And if the situation keeps violating my peace, I will remove myself." Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That is the heart of this lesson, my friend. If you cannot hold a boundary without losing control, then you are not leading the situation. Your emotions are leading you. And once your emotions take, the wheel attraction starts to weaken because you no longer feel grounded. Now connect this to female psychology. A woman does not respect a man who complains about standards he never enforces. She may test the line once. She may push a little. She may cancel, pull back, or act inconsistent to see what kind of man you are. Not always consciously, but behavior reveals behavior. If you fold every time she learns, your boundary is just noise. If you rage, she learns she can move you easily. But if you stay calm and adjust your access, she feels something different. She feels a man with control. That is why boundaries without threats are powerful. You do not say, "You better make me a priority." You say, "I enjoy spending time with you, but I am not interested in something inconsistent." Then you stop over-investing. You do not say, "You have to respect me." You say, "Respect matters to me, and I do not stay where it is missing." Then your actions match your words. Notice the tone. No begging, no punishment, No emotional lecture, just calm direction. This is where most men fail. They think boundaries are about controlling her. They are not. Boundaries are about controlling your participation. You cannot control whether she cancels. You can control whether she still gets your best energy afterward. You cannot control whether she replies with warmth. You can control whether you keep chasing coldness. You cannot control whether she values you. You can control whether you remain where you are not valued. That is Stoicism in real life, not sitting around quoting philosophers while your dignity gets dragged through the mud. It is the daily discipline of choosing self-respect over impulse, especially when desire is loud, temptation is close, and your old habits want control again tonight. And folks, if you want deeper training on this, join the channel membership. Inside, we go further into Stoic boundaries, masculine presence, emotional control, and how to stop reacting like a man who is afraid to lose what was never truly respecting him. Membership is for men who want to build this discipline, not just hear about it. So here is your rule. State less, enforce more. The less dramatic you are, the stronger you look. When a woman sees that you do not threaten you, simply move differently, she understands your standards are real. Put this in the comments if this is the line you are drawing today. I hold boundaries. Stay with me, because the next point shows how controlling the pace keeps desire alive without trying to control her. Number 5. Control the pace. Let's be straight, folks. The man who loses the pace often loses the attraction. Most men do not notice when this happens. They meet a woman, feel that spark, and suddenly their rhythm disappears. They start texting when she wants, meeting when she is free, waiting when she pulls back, and rushing forward when she gives a little warmth. Before long, she is not just part of his life. She is quietly setting the speed of it. And my friend, when a woman controls the entire pace, you stop leading, you start following. Now, understand this clearly. Controlling the pace does not mean controlling her. That is not what we are doing here. A strong man does not try to own a woman, pressure her, or trap her into moving his way. He controls himself. He controls his investment. He controls how quickly he gives access, commitment, time, and emotional depth. That is leadership, not force, direction. Think about Brian, 51, from Charlotte. He met Nicole, 45, after a business conference. She was attractive, sharp, and carried herself with that confident feminine energy that makes a man pay attention. Brian liked her immediately. After 2 dates, he was already texting every morning, asking when he could see her again, talking about trips they might take, and hinting that he was ready for something serious. Nicole liked him at first, but then she felt the pressure. There was no room to wonder, no space to miss him, no anticipation. Brian had already handed her the next chapter before she had even finished reading the first one. So what happened? Her desire cooled. Not because Brian was a bad man, not because he lacked value. He simply moved too fast. He let excitement turn into overinvestment. And when a man gives too much too soon, he removes the delicious tension that makes attraction grow. Let's be real. Women are drawn to men who can lead the rhythm without rushing the dance. A man who says, "I enjoyed tonight, let's do it again soon," then returns to his life. A man who does not need to lock everything down after a few good conversations. A man who can let connection build like a slow fire instead of throwing gasoline on it and wondering why it burns out. Controlling the pace means you are evaluating her too. You are not just asking, does she like me? You are asking, does she respect my time? Does she match my effort? Does she bring peace, warmth, and consistency? Does she earn deeper access to my life? That shift matters. Most men rush because they are afraid another man will take her. But rushing tells her you already see her as the prize before she has shown whether she deserves that position. Slowing down tells her you have standards. It says your commitment is not cheap. It says your deeper world is not opened by beauty alone. It also lets her invest emotionally at a pace that feels chosen, not forced, and that makes the connection feel more alive over time, naturally. So practice this. Do not text all day just because the chemistry feels good. Do not plan the future after a few dates. Do not make her your emotional routine before she has earned trust. Give warmth, then space. Give interest, then direction. Let the next step feel natural, not needy. If she leans in, meet her calmly. If she pulls back, do not chase the pace she set. Stay grounded. Let the connection breathe. A man who leads the pace creates anticipation, and anticipation is where desire starts thinking about you in private. Write this below. If you are done rushing what should be earned, I set pace. Let's keep going, because the next lesson shows why commitment becomes more powerful when she has to earn it. Number 6. Make her earn commitment. Here is a truth most men learn too late, folks. Commitment given too quickly does not feel romantic. It feels cheap. A man can have a good heart and still give away his deepest loyalty too soon. He meets a woman, feels chemistry, sees her beauty, enjoys the way she smiles at him, and suddenly he starts acting like she has already earned a place in his future. He starts talking serious too fast. He clears room in his life too soon. He gives emotional loyalty before she has shown consistency, respect, patience, and real character. My friend, that is not love. That is hunger. Commitment is powerful only when it has weight behind it. If she gets your full devotion just because she is attractive and gives you a little attention, then what is there for her to earn? Nothing. You have already handed her the prize before she has stepped into the arena. And when something is handed over too easily, the human mind does not value it the same way. Let's not dress this up. Women do not obsess over men who commit because they are afraid to lose them. They obsess over men whose commitment feels meaningful, because it is not given to every woman who looks good, flirts well, or makes him feel alive for a weekend. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That line matters here. If you say you are a man of standards, then you must act like one before desire gets loud. If you say you are a man of self-respect, then your commitment cannot be bought with beauty, chemistry, or a few sweet words. You must do what a high-value man does. Observe, evaluate, let time reveal what excitement hides. This is where many men fail. They mistake attraction for qualification. She is beautiful, so he assumes she is worth building with. She is feminine, so he assumes she will be loyal. She gives him attention, so he assumes she has earned trust. Slow down. Beauty can open the door, but character decides who stays in the room. Making her earn commitment does not mean making her suffer. It does not mean making her jump through childish tests. It means you do not give husband-level devotion to someone showing casual-level effort. You allow her actions to speak over time. Does she respect your schedule? Does she communicate with maturity? Does she match your investment? Does she show kindness when she does not get her way? Does she bring peace or chaos? Those questions protect you, and they also increase attraction. Why? Because when a woman senses that your deeper commitment is earned, she feels the importance of it. She understands your loyalty is not weakness. It is a gift with standards around it. That creates respect. And respect is the ground where desire grows deeper. So stop promising forever before you have studied her patterns. Stop acting locked in before she has shown she can value what you bring. Give warmth, give presence, give honesty, but hold back the deepest parts of your loyalty until her behavior proves she deserves them. A Stoic man does not rush because his emotions are excited. He lets time do its work. He knows that what begins fast often burns fast, but what is built with patience has roots. He can desire a woman and still remain disciplined. That is what makes him rare, steady, and impossible to treat like every other man. Say this below: if you are done giving commitment away too soon, I choose wisely. Stay tuned, because the next lesson flips the validation game and shows why she should want your approval, not the other way around. Number 7. Make her chase validation. Let's be honest, folks. Most men have the validation game completely backwards. They meet an attractive woman, and suddenly every move is about getting her approval. They pick the restaurant they think will impress her. They compliment her like she is doing them a favor by existing. They agree with opinions they do not even believe. They spend money they should not spend, send messages they should not send, and bend their personality into whatever shape they think she will like. My friend, that is not attraction, that is auditioning. And when a man auditions for a woman, he teaches her that she is the judge and he is the contestant. She does not have to prove anything. She does not have to show character consistency, respect, or emotional maturity. She only has to be beautiful enough to keep him trying. Think about Stephen, 58, from San Diego. He met Rachel, 50, at a high-end restaurant through mutual friends. Rachel was elegant, confident, and knew exactly how much attention she could get from men. Stephen was successful, but around her he started shrinking. He praised everything she said. He laughed, even when the joke was weak. He offered expensive dinners before she had shown real interest. He kept saying, "I just want to make you happy," hoping she would finally see his value. But Rachel did not feel pulled closer. She felt him reaching for approval. And that changed the energy. He was no longer a man she was curious about. He became a man trying to earn a gold star. Let's be real. Beauty gets attention. Character earns access. That is the frame you need to carry. You are not rude to her. You are not dismissive. You are not trying to make her feel small. But you stop acting impressed by appearance alone. You start asking better questions in your own mind. Is she kind when things do not go her way? Does she respect your time? Does she bring peace into your life? Does she show interest beyond what you can do for her? Does she act with consistency, or only when she wants something? When you live from that standard, the dynamic shifts. She begins to sense that your approval is not automatic. She feels that she cannot just smile and receive full access to your time, attention, and loyalty. She has to show substance. She has to bring more than beauty. She has to reveal that being close to her is worth the cost. This is where obsession starts to build in a subtle way. Not because you are manipulating her, but because you are no longer acting like every man who worships at the first sign of attraction. You are evaluating. You are calm. You are selective. And a selective man creates tension because his approval means something. A woman who is used to easy attention will notice when you do not hand yours over cheaply. She may wonder, why is he not trying harder? Why does he seem interested but not desperate? What does he see? What would make him choose me deeper? That curiosity pulls her mind toward you. So stop chasing her validation. Give warmth but hold standards. Compliment what is real, not just what is obvious. Reward effort, not ego. Give attention when she shows respect, not when she simply looks good. Let her feel that your approval is earned through the woman she becomes around you. That is not arrogance, that is masculine self-respect. And it changes how she feels your presence in every conversation, even when desire is quiet at first too. Write this below. If you are done begging to be approved, I approve myself. Stick with me, because the next lesson shows why standards above beauty make a woman respect you in a way attention never could. Number 8. Set standards above beauty. Here is a truth a lot of men learn too late, folks. Beauty can get your attention, but it should never get your surrender. A beautiful woman can make a man forget his own rules. She smiles, touches his arm, looks at him with that soft confidence, and suddenly he starts lowering standards he swore he would never lower. He ignores disrespect because she is attractive. He excuses inconsistency because she looks good beside him. He accepts poor communication because he is afraid another man will take his place. My friend, that is how beauty turns into a leash. Let's not pretend. Looks do not matter. They do. Attraction is real. Desire is real. A woman's feminine presence can hit a man hard, especially when he has been lonely, divorced, rejected, or starved for warmth. But a Stoic man does not let desire blind his judgment. He can appreciate beauty without becoming owned by it. Marcus Aurelius said, The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Think about that. If your thoughts are ruled by her appearance, your actions will follow. You will tolerate things you should question. You will chase what should be evaluated. You will call it love when it is really hunger dressed in romantic language. This is where standards save you. A standard says, I care about more than how she looks. I care about how she treats people. I care about whether her words match her actions. I care about whether she brings peace or chaos. I care about whether she respects my time, my purpose, my boundaries, and my masculine direction. That is not being picky. That is being awake. Too many men put beauty on a throne and then wonder why they feel powerless. They treat a woman like a prize before she has shown character. They give her premium access because she is desirable, not because she is dependable. Then when she starts taking more than she gives, they act shocked. But the truth is they gave the crown too early. A woman should feel that you are attracted to her, yes, but she should also feel that attraction alone will not make you abandon your standards. That is where respect begins. When she realizes her beauty does not automatically override your self-respect, she sees that you are different from the men who fold at the first sign of softness. And listen closely, this creates deeper tension. A woman used to easy admiration notices the man who stays centered. She may wonder, why is he not bending like the others? What does he require? What does he see beyond my looks? That curiosity pulls her attention inward. She begins to want not just your attraction but your respect. That is powerful. Respect creates a slower burn, the kind of pull that lasts after charm fades. So practice this with discipline. Compliment her beauty, but pay closer attention to her behavior. Enjoy the chemistry, but watch her consistency. Let desire rise, but let judgment remain seated like a king. If she is beautiful but disrespectful, step back. If she is seductive but chaotic, step back. If she wants your loyalty but avoids accountability, step back. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from focusing on what is within our control. Her beauty is not yours to control. Her behavior is not yours to control. But your standards are yours. Your access is yours. Your willingness to stay or leave is yours. So never become a man who is conquered by a pretty face. Become the man who can admire beauty, desire it, enjoy it, and still choose self-respect first. Put this in the comments if you refuse to be blinded. I choose standards. Stay with me, because the next part shows why mystery keeps her mind engaged long after your conversation ends. Number 9. Stay a mystery always. Here is the truth, folks. The moment a woman believes she has completely figured you out, the excitement begins to fade. That does not mean you should lie. It does not mean you should hide your life like a criminal or act cold just to seem deep. Mystery is not secrecy. Mystery is depth revealed with control. It is letting a woman discover you layer by layer instead of dumping your whole story on her the first time she gives you attention. Most men destroy mystery because they are hungry to be understood. They meet a woman they like, and suddenly they start confessing everything. Their divorce, their wounds, their dreams, their fears, their plans for the next 5 years. They think, if I show her everything, she will trust me. But attraction does not work that simply. When you give every answer too soon, you remove the reason for her mind to keep reaching. Think about Kevin, 57, from Portland. He met Allison, 50, at a weekend cooking class. She liked his quiet confidence at first. He was calm, funny, and had a dry sense of humor that made her lean in. But after one dinner, Kevin started opening every door at once. He told her every detail about his ex-wife, his finances, his loneliness, his dating frustrations, and how badly he wanted something real before getting older. Allison did not judge him. She even felt compassion. But the tension changed. Kevin went from intriguing to fully explained. There was no slow discovery anymore, no space for her imagination, no question sitting in the air. He had turned the first chapter into the whole book. Let's be real. A woman can care about you and still lose desire when you become too emotionally exposed too soon. Staying a mystery means you let your life have corners she has not walked through yet. You can be honest without being over-available emotionally. You can answer questions without giving a courtroom confession. You can share warmth without handing over every wound for inspection. The goal is not to make her confused. The goal is to keep her curious. Curiosity is powerful because it creates investment. When she does not know everything she thinks about you later, she remembers the look you gave without explaining it. She wonders what you meant by that short answer. She notices that your life has more going on than what you announce. That wondering keeps your presence alive after you leave. Picture a puzzle. If someone hands you the completed picture, you glance at it and move on. But if the pieces are spread out and every piece reveals something interesting, your mind stays engaged. You want to complete it. That is the effect of a layered man. He does not perform mystery. He possesses depth. So hold something back, not the truth, but the timing. Let her earn deeper stories through deeper trust. Let her see your discipline before she hears every ambition. Let her feel your strength before you explain every scar. Let your actions raise questions that your words do not rush to answer. And my friend, never become boring by becoming fully predictable. If she knows exactly when you will text, exactly how you will react, exactly what you will say, and exactly how much attention she can pull from you, the erotic charge starts to weaken. Mystery keeps the air alive. It keeps her mind moving toward you. Be warm, be honest, be steady, but do not become an open book lying on the table for anyone to skim. Write this below if you are done oversharing too soon. I stay layered. Let's keep going because the final lesson shows why predictability quietly kills attraction and how to stop becoming too easy to read. Number 10. Never become predictable. Here is the final lesson, folks. Predictability is comfortable, but comfort alone does not create obsession. A woman may like a predictable man. She may appreciate him. She may even call him safe. But if every move, every reply, every mood, and every decision can be guessed before it happens, the electric part of attraction starts to weaken. Desire needs a little movement. It needs aliveness. It needs the feeling that there is still more to discover. Now, do not misunderstand me, my friend. Being unpredictable does not mean being unstable. It does not mean disappearing for days, acting hot and cold, or making her question whether you are emotionally mature. That is not masculine. That is chaos. We are talking about controlled unpredictability, the kind that comes from a man who has depth, options, plans, discipline, and a life that does not run on one script. Most men become predictable because they stop growing. They text the same way. They plan the same dates. They react to the same triggers. They tell the same stories. They complain about the same problems. After a while, a woman can read the whole pattern. She knows when he will get jealous. She knows when he will apologize too quickly. She knows when he will chase after she pulls back. She knows exactly how much effort she can give and still keep him attached. That is where desire gets lazy. A predictable man gives away the ending before the story even begins. A woman does not have to lean in because she already knows where he is emotionally standing. She does not have to wonder because he reveals every reaction. She does not have to invest because his presence is already guaranteed. So how do you avoid this? You evolve. Quietly, consistently, not for her reaction, but because a man should never become stale in his own life. Change your rhythm sometimes. Take her somewhere different. Have opinions she did not expect. Say no when you mean no. Stay calm when she expected you to react. Let your actions show you are not trapped in old patterns. 1 week you are focused on work. Another, you are training harder. Another, you are learning something new, traveling, improving your home, building your money, deepening your faith, sharpening your body and mind. This is what keeps you magnetic. She senses motion. She senses there is a man in front of her who is still becoming, not just existing. That kind of energy carries a subtle sexual charge because it tells her you are alive, directed, and not easily contained. You are not standing still waiting to be chosen by anyone. And here is the deeper Stoic point. Predictability in values is good. Predictability in weakness is not. She should know you are honest. She should know you keep your word. She should know you do not betray your standards. But she should not know that every time she pulls away, you will panic. She should not know that every time she gives you a little warmth, you will lose your frame. She should not know that beauty alone can make you abandon your discipline. Be stable in character, unpredictable in growth. That is the balance. You are not trying to confuse her. You are becoming too alive to be reduced to a routine. Your life has direction. Your time has weight. Your mind has depth. Your masculine presence has layers she cannot fully map in one conversation. So folks never become the man she can fully predict because he stopped leading himself. Keep growing, keep moving, keep your standards firm and your life interesting. Let her feel that being close to you is not the end of the mystery. It is the beginning of discovering more. Write this below as your final standard. I keep evolving, starting with you today. Folks, today you learned a hard truth. Female attraction is not built by chasing, overgiving, or making yourself too easy to understand. It grows when a man has purpose, boundaries, mystery, self-control, and the strength to let a woman earn deeper access to his life. You learned how to make your time valuable, how to hold standards, how to lead the pace, and how to stay unpredictable without becoming unstable. If you want deeper lessons on Stoic confidence, masculine presence, emotional discipline, and relationships, join the channel membership. That is where we go further. And if this video gave you clarity, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss tomorrow's lesson. Most men think the way to make someone value them is to give more, try harder, and keep proving their loyalty. But folks, that is exactly how a man becomes invisible. You know the situation. You are putting in the effort. You remember the details. You show up when they need you. You stay patient when they give you less than you deserve. Maybe she checks her phone during dinner. Maybe she forgets what matters to you. Maybe she only notices you when she needs comfort, attention, or support. And still you keep giving. Let's be honest, my friend. The problem is not that you do not have value. The problem is that you have been acting like someone else gets to decide whether your value is real. That ends today. This video is not about begging someone to appreciate you. It is not about chasing, manipulating, or pretending to be cold. It is about Stoic self-respect. It is about building the kind of self-esteem, confidence, emotional independence, boundaries, purpose, and presence that makes people look at you differently. By the end of this video, you will understand how to stop living for validation, how to become emotionally steady, how to set standards, and how to carry yourself like a man who does not need to be chosen to know he matters. Because when you finally value yourself, the people who overlooked you start feeling the shift, and they cannot ignore it anymore. Let's get into it. Number 1. Embrace your authentic self. Let's get real, folks. The fastest way to become forgettable is to keep changing yourself for someone who does not even value the real you. A lot of men do this without noticing. They meet someone they want, and slowly they start editing themselves. They hide their opinions. They laugh at things they do not find funny. They pretend to enjoy her world while abandoning their own. They become softer, quieter, more agreeable, more available, hoping she will finally look at them and say, "Now you are enough." But my friend, that is not attraction. That is self-betrayal. Authenticity is magnetic because it is rare. Most people are performing. Most people are trying to be liked. Most people are shaping themselves around approval like wet clay in someone else's hands. But when a man stands in who he is calmly without apology, he creates a different energy. He is not begging to be accepted. He is letting the world decide whether it can handle him. Think about Paul, 52, from Cleveland. He had been seeing Marissa, 47, a successful real estate agent with a sharp tongue and expensive taste. At first, Paul was grounded. He loved old blues, music, weekend fishing, quiet diners, and working on his vintage truck. That was his world. But once he felt Marissa pulling away, he started performing. He stopped talking about the things he loved because he thought they sounded too simple. He started going to restaurants he did not enjoy, pretending to care about social circles that bored him, and agreeing with her, even when he saw things differently. Did Marissa value him more? No, she valued him less. Not because his interests were wrong, but because he abandoned them. The man she met had a center. The man trying to keep her had become a shadow. Here is the hard truth. When you hide your real self to keep someone interested, you teach them that your true self is not worth choosing. And deep down they can feel it. They feel the tension in your voice. They feel the forced agreement. They feel that you are trying to win approval instead of standing in your own skin. A Stoic man does not live that way. He reflects on his values, understands what matters to him, and acts from that place. He does not become rigid or rude. He simply refuses to trade his identity for attention. If he is serious, he is serious. If he is funny, he lets himself be funny. If he needs quiet, he does not apologize for needing quiet. If he has standards, he does not hide them to look easier to love. Authenticity does not mean saying everything that enters your head. It means your actions, words, and values line up. You are not one man in private and another man in front of her. You are not bending so far that you forget your own shape. That alignment has a quiet, masculine charge, because it tells a woman you are not acting. You are present. You are solid. You are real. And yes, some people will not like the real you. Good. Let them leave early. The wrong person rejecting your authentic self is not a loss. It is protection. The right person will feel your steadiness and respect it, because a man who knows himself is harder to dismiss. So stop asking what version of me will make them value me. Ask, what version of me can I respect when I look in the mirror? That question will save your dignity before desire ever has a chance to ruin your judgment. If this message hits home, put this in the comments: I choose myself. Stay with me, because the next part shows how emotional self-sufficiency makes you impossible to control and hard to forget. Number 2. Build emotional self-sufficiency. Here is something every man needs to hear, folks. If someone else controls your emotional state, they control you. That may sound hard, but look at your own life. One slow reply can ruin your evening. One cold look can make you question your worth. One cancelled plan can send you into your head asking what you did wrong, whether they still care, whether you are about to lose them. My friend, that is not love. That is dependence dressed up as devotion. Emotional self-sufficiency means your happiness, your peace, and your sense of value do not hang from someone else's mood. It means you can enjoy affection without needing it to survive. You can love someone without making them the engine of your confidence. You can feel desire without handing over the steering wheel of your life. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." That line matters here. Their silence does not destroy you. The story you attach to their silence does. Their lack of appreciation does not define you. Your decision to treat it like a verdict does. A Stoic man learns to separate the event from the meaning he gives it. Now let's be clear. Emotional self-sufficiency does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean shutting your heart, pretending you need nobody, or walking around like a stone statue. That is not strength. That is fear. Real strength is being open without being needy. It is caring without collapsing. It is giving love from fullness, not from hunger. When you build emotional self-sufficiency, your energy changes. You stop reaching for constant reassurance. You stop checking your phone like your peace is locked behind the screen. You stop needing them to text, call, compliment, or choose you before you can stand tall. And because you are no longer begging emotionally, you become more attractive. People feel when you are centered. They feel when your life is not wobbling on their approval. So, How do you build it? Start by taking responsibility for your own emotional life. Do things that make you feel alive without waiting for someone else to join you. Train your body. Read. Walk outside. Build your work. Spend time with people who actually respect you. Sit quietly and ask yourself what you feel before you run to someone else to fix it. You also protect your emotional space. If someone keeps draining you, stop pretending endurance is love. If they only show up when they need comfort, stop making yourself their emotional repair shop. If they disrespect your peace, create distance. A man who cannot protect his inner world will always be pulled around by people who know exactly how to shake him. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That is the whole point. You cannot control whether they value you today. You cannot control whether they notice your effort. You cannot control whether they finally wake up and see what they have been taking for granted. But you can control whether their blindness makes you abandon yourself. And once that shift happens, something powerful follows. The person who did not value you starts sensing that you are no longer emotionally dependent on them. You are not cold. You are not bitter. You are simply not easy to control. That independence creates respect. It creates curiosity. It makes them wonder why your energy no longer bends around their attention. So build a life where your peace comes from within. Let connection be a gift, not a life support machine. Write this below if you are done being emotionally controlled. I stand alone. Stay tuned, because the next lesson shows how strong boundaries make people respect the access they once took for granted. Number 3. Set strong personal boundaries. Let's be honest, folks. If you do not set boundaries, people will treat your kindness like an open door. A lot of men think boundaries will push someone away. They think if they say no, ask for respect, or stop accepting low effort, the other person will leave. So they swallow discomfort. They answer late-night calls when they are exhausted. They accept cancelled plans. They tolerate disrespectful jokes. They give support to someone who never gives it back. Then they wonder why they feel drained and invisible. My friend, that is not love. That is access without standards. Boundaries are not walls built from bitterness. Boundaries are doors with locks. They tell people you can come close, but you cannot walk through my life with dirty boots and call it intimacy. They protect your peace, your time, your attention, and your dignity. And when someone does not value you, boundaries are the first thing that makes them feel the shift. Think about Thomas, 56, from Atlanta. He was seeing Denise, 51, a stylish woman he met at a neighborhood fundraiser. Denise was charming, warm when she wanted to be, and distant when she felt like it. Thomas liked her, so he kept making allowances. She would call him only when she needed advice about work. She would cancel dinner and say something came up without offering another time. She would tease him in front of friends, then act like he was too sensitive if he did not laugh. At first, Thomas tried to be patient. He told himself, maybe she has been hurt before, maybe she needs time. Maybe if I stay steady, she will finally appreciate me. But the more he accepted, the less Denise respected his presence. Not because Thomas was worthless, but because he kept acting like his limits did not matter. Then one night she cancelled again, 30 minutes before they were supposed to meet. Thomas did not explode. He did not beg. He did not send a speech. He simply said, I understand things happen, but last-minute cancellations do not work for me. If we make plans, I expect them to be respected. Then he made other plans. That one boundary changed his energy. Denise suddenly felt that Thomas was not endlessly available. She realized his patience had a line. And folks, when a man has a line, people start paying closer attention to how they cross it. This is the key. A boundary only works if you enforce it. If you say you need respect but stay every time you are disrespected, your words become background noise. If you say your time matters but keep rewarding people who waste it, they learn your time is cheap. If you say you will not accept being treated like an option but keep showing up like one, you are training them to keep doing it. A Stoic man does not set boundaries to control others. He sets boundaries to control his own participation. He cannot force someone to value him, but he can decide not to stay close to someone who repeatedly proves they do not. So identify your lines. What behavior drains you? What makes you feel small? What do you keep accepting because you are afraid of being alone? Name it. Then communicate it calmly. No threats, no drama, no emotional performance. Just a clear standard backed by action. Strong boundaries create respect because they reveal self-respect. And self-respect is magnetic. The person who overlooked you may suddenly wonder why your energy changed, why your access closed, why you are no longer easy to use. Let them wonder. If this is the standard you are setting today, type this below. I set limits. Stick with me because the next part shows how growth makes you harder to dismiss and impossible to keep small. Number 4. Adopt a growth mindset. Here is the truth, folks. A man who stops growing becomes easy to overlook. When someone does not value you, the weak response is to sit there asking why. Why do they not see me? Why do they not appreciate me? Why am I not enough? But a stronger man asks a different question. What can this reveal about me? Where have I become stagnant? What part of my life needs to be sharpened, rebuilt, or strengthened? That is the power of a growth mindset. It means you stop seeing pain as proof that you are worthless and start seeing it as information. Rejection becomes information. Disrespect becomes information. Silence becomes information. Not information that says you are less, but information that shows where you must stop, depending on someone else to define your value. Let's be real. A man with a fixed mindset takes everything personally. If they ignore him, he collapses. If they criticize him, he gets defensive. If the relationship gets hard, he either blames them or blames himself until he loses energy. He does not grow. He reacts. A man with a growth mindset responds differently. He observes, he learns, he adjusts. If he communicates poorly, he improves. If he has weak boundaries, he strengthens them. If he has been too available, he builds a fuller life. If he has been relying on attention to feel worthy, he turns inward and starts building self-respect from the ground up. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That line is not poetry, my friend. It is a weapon. The very thing that hurt you can become the thing that builds you. The person who did not value you can become the mirror that shows you where you were giving away too much power. This mindset makes you attractive because growth creates movement. People are drawn to movement. They notice the man who is not stuck in the same complaints, the same habits, the same emotional reactions. They notice the man who gets stronger after disappointment. They notice the man who can take criticism without breaking, learn from conflict without begging, and come back sharper than before. And folks, that kind of evolution creates quiet obsession, not because you are chasing them, but because they can feel you becoming harder to dismiss. The version of you they ignored is not the version standing in front of them now. That creates curiosity. It makes them wonder what changed. It makes them question whether they underestimated you. It also makes them feel the cost of their blindness, because the man they treated casually is becoming a man. Other people will notice, respect, and want near them. So make growth your daily discipline. Read something that challenges you. Train your body when you feel lazy. Learn from arguments instead of replaying them like a victim. Ask yourself at night, did I act according to my values today? What can I improve tomorrow? That simple reflection builds a man who is not controlled by moods, wounds, or another person's approval. If you want deeper guidance on this path, join the channel membership. Inside we go further into Stoic self-mastery, emotional discipline, masculine growth, and the habits that turn pain into power. Membership is for men who are done repeating the same patterns and ready to build a stronger life. Do not waste disrespect. Use it. Do not waste rejection. Study it. Do not waste pain. Let it train you. The man who grows from what tried to break him becomes dangerous in the best way, calm, focused, and unforgettable. Put this in the comments if you are choosing growth today. I keep growing. Stay with me because the next part shows why purpose and passion make your presence impossible to ignore. Number 5. Live with purpose and passion. Let's cut through the noise, folks. A man without purpose becomes available for people who do not value him. When your life has no clear direction, someone else's attention can start feeling like your mission. You wake up thinking about whether they texted. You plan your mood around their tone. You wait for little signs that they still care because deep down there is not enough fire inside your own life to keep you standing tall without them. That is dangerous, my friend, because when a man loses his purpose, he starts making another person his purpose. And once that happens, he becomes easy to use, easy to ignore, and easy to replace. Purpose changes everything. Purpose gives your days weight. Passion gives your presence heat. When you are building something, training for something, serving something, creating something, your energy is different. You are not sitting there hoping someone finally notices you. You are moving, and people are drawn to movement. Think about Daniel, 54, from Denver. After his divorce, he started seeing Claire, 49, a woman who enjoyed his loyalty but never really prioritized him. Daniel kept making himself available. If Claire wanted dinner, he went. If she needed help around her house, he showed up. If she cancelled, he waited. His own life started shrinking around her convenience. Then something changed. Daniel returned to an old passion he had abandoned for years, restoring motorcycles. Every Saturday, instead of waiting for Claire's plans, he joined a small group of men who rebuilt vintage bikes in a garage outside town. He started waking up with focus again. He got his hands dirty. He learned. He laughed. He had stories that were not about her. Claire noticed. Not because he begged her to notice, but because his energy no longer leaned toward her. He had something that lit him up. Suddenly, she was asking what he was doing on weekends. Suddenly, she wanted to see the bike. Suddenly, she felt that his life had rooms she was not automatically invited into. That is the power of purpose. A man with purpose does not need to perform mystery. His life creates it. He has places to be, goals to chase, people to serve, skills to sharpen. He is not cold. He is not distant for games. He is simply alive in his own direction. That kind of man becomes memorable because he carries a fire that does not depend on anyone's approval. And passion matters too, not fake passion, not talking big and doing nothing. Real passion, the kind that shows in how you speak, how you work, how you stay committed when things are hard. Maybe it is your business. Maybe it is fitness. Maybe it is music, hunting, writing, volunteering, coaching, building a home, learning a language, or getting your life back after years of drifting. The activity itself matters less than the life it wakes up inside you. Here is the hard truth. If the only exciting thing in your life is the person who does not value you, you will keep chasing them like a starving man. But when your life has purpose, you stop starving. You become fed by your own path. Then love becomes a choice, not a rescue mission. This is why purpose feels attractive. It tells the world you are not waiting to be saved, selected, or completed by someone else anymore. So ask yourself today, what makes you come alive? What did you abandon while trying to be chosen? What goal would make you proud if nobody clapped for you? Go back to that. Build that. Protect that. If this part spoke to you, write this below. I live purposefully. Let's keep going because the next lesson shows how clear communication makes people respect your voice without you begging to be heard. Number 6. Practice assertive communication. Here is where a lot of men lose respect, folks. They either say nothing until resentment builds, or they explode when they finally cannot take it anymore. Neither one is strength. A weak man hides what he feels because he is afraid of losing someone. Then he calls it patience. He says it is fine when it is not fine. He says do whatever you want when deep down he feels disrespected. He swallows his needs, buries his frustration, and hopes the other person will magically understand what he never had the courage to say. But my friend, silence without self-respect is not stoicism, it is avoidance. Then there is the other kind of weak response, aggression. The man who raises his voice, throws accusations, gets sarcastic, and tries to force someone to listen through pressure. That is not masculine power either. That is emotional chaos. And once you communicate from chaos, people stop hearing your point and start reacting to your tone. Assertive communication is different. It is calm, clear, and direct. It means you express what you need, what you feel, and what you expect, without begging, blaming, or attacking. You are not trying to dominate the conversation. You are not trying to win a fight. You are making your position known like a man who respects himself. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you say you want to be a man of self-respect, then your words must carry that self-respect. You cannot keep speaking like a man who is afraid to be abandoned. You cannot keep hiding your truth just to keep the peace. You have to say what needs to be said, but say it with control. This is why assertive communication is attractive. It creates safety and tension at the same time. Safety because the other person knows you are honest. Tension because they can feel you are not a man who will quietly accept anything. You are not loud, but you are clear. You are not harsh, but you are firm. That balance is rare. So how do you practice it? Start by knowing what you actually feel before you speak. Do not enter the conversation just to release emotion. Ask yourself, what is the issue? What do I need? What standard is being crossed? Then speak from that place. Use clear statements, not "you never care about me." Say "I do not feel respected when plans are cancelled without notice," not "you always ignore me." Say "I value communication, and I do not stay invested where effort is one-sided," not "you make me feel worthless." Say "I am responsible for my worth, but I will not keep giving energy where it is not valued." Feel the difference. One sounds like blame, the other sounds like a man with control. Assertive communication also means listening. Not listening so you can strike back. Listening so you can understand what is real. Maybe they did not realize the impact of their behavior. Maybe they did, and now they are showing you who they are. Either way, calm communication gives you information. A stoic man does not need to shout to be heard. His words have weight because he does not waste them. He speaks when it matters. He means what he says, and most importantly, his actions match his words. If someone does not value, you do not whine for appreciation. Communicate your standard once clearly, then watch behavior. If they adjust, good. If they do not, you have your answer. Say this below. If you are ready to speak with strength, I speak clearly. Stay tuned, because the next part shows how active listening can make people feel deeply seen without turning you into someone needy. Number 7. Master active listening. Let's be real, folks. Most men hear a woman's words, but they do not actually listen to what she is revealing. They are too busy preparing their reply, too busy defending themselves, too busy trying to impress her with advice, stories, jokes, or some quick solution. And because of that, they miss the emotional signal underneath the words. My friend, that is a mistake, because people remember the person who makes them feel seen. Active listening is not passive. It is not sitting there like furniture while someone talks. It is a disciplined skill. It means you are present enough to hear the words, read the emotion, notice the pauses, and understand what the person is trying to communicate. In relationships, this creates a deep pull because feeling understood is rare. Think about James, 59, from Seattle. He had been dating Valerie, 53, a nurse who worked long shifts and carried a lot of stress. When Valerie talked about her day, James used to jump in too fast. He would say, "You should tell your manager this," or "Here is what I would do." He thought he was helping, but Valerie would go quiet. She did not feel supported. She felt managed. One evening, after a rough week, Valerie started talking about a patient who had reminded her of her late father. James felt the old urge to fix the conversation, but this time he stopped. He put his phone face down. He looked at her. He let her speak. Then he said, "That sounds like it hit something deeper than just a hard shift." Valerie paused, and her eyes softened. For the first time in weeks, she felt that James was not trying to solve her. He was trying to understand her. That moment changed the energy. Folks, that is the power of active listening. It makes someone feel emotionally safe without making you needy. It shows strength because it takes control to stay quiet when your ego wants to speak. It shows confidence because you are not rushing to prove how smart you are. You are giving your attention with intention. But do not confuse listening with becoming an emotional dumping ground. A strong man listens deeply, but he does not lose himself in someone else's chaos. He can hear her pain without becoming responsible for fixing her life. He can validate her experience without surrendering his boundaries. That is the balance. So, how do you practice this? First, remove distractions. If she is speaking about something real, stop glancing at your phone. Your attention is either present or it is not. Second, listen for emotion, not just facts. If she says, "I am tired," maybe she is not asking for a solution. Maybe she is saying, "I feel alone." Third, reflect back what you heard. Say, "It sounds like you felt dismissed," or "It seems like that frustrated you." Simple words, but they show you are tracking her inner world. Ask open questions, not interrogation, curiosity. What was that like for you? What do you need right now? What part of that bothered you most? Those questions create connection because they invite depth, and here is the part men miss. Active listening makes you memorable because most people never do it. They wait to talk. You listen to understand. That difference stays with someone. They may forget your exact words, but they will remember how calm, grounded, and present they felt around you. If someone does not value you, active listening gives you clarity. You will hear whether they respect you, whether they avoid accountability, whether they only talk but never care to hear you back. Listening reveals truth. Type this below if you are ready to listen with strength. I listen deeply. Don't go anywhere because the next part shows why consistency makes your presence safe, valuable, and hard to replace. Number 8. Become consistent and reliable. Here is a truth that sounds simple, folks, but most men do not live it. A man becomes unforgettable when his word has weight. Consistency is not flashy. It does not feel like a dark psychological trick. But underneath the surface, consistency builds something far stronger than excitement. It builds trust. And trust is the ground where deeper attachment grows. Now let's be clear. Being consistent does not mean being constantly available. Do not confuse the two. Constantly available means you have no boundaries. Consistent means your actions match your words. If you say you will call, you call. If you make a plan, you show up. If you say you value respect, you act like it. If you say you are focused on your purpose, your daily life proves it. That steadiness is rare. A lot of men are inconsistent because they are ruled by mood. When they feel excited, they overpromise. When they feel insecure, they chase. When they feel rejected, they pull away with bitterness. When they feel wanted again, they come running back. That emotional weather makes people stop trusting your presence. They may enjoy your attention, but they do not feel grounded around you. A Stoic man moves differently. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That is the whole lesson. Stop telling people you are loyal. Be loyal where loyalty is earned. Stop saying you are disciplined. Be disciplined when nobody is clapping. Stop claiming you are different. Live in a way that makes the claim unnecessary. Reliability creates attraction because it gives your presence structure. A woman or anyone who once undervalued you begins to notice that you are not just another man making noise. You are steady. You are clear. You do what you say. You do not promise the moon and vanish when effort is required. You do not act interested one day and careless the next. Your energy has a rhythm she can respect. Here is the deeper point. People become attached to what feels safe and valuable. If you are only exciting but unreliable, you become a thrill, not a foundation. If you are only reliable but have no boundaries, you become useful, not desired. The power is in the balance. Be steady but not endlessly accessible. Be dependable but not desperate. Be kind but not weak. Be present but not owned. That balance makes you hard to replace. So how do you become more consistent? Start by making fewer promises. Weak men promise too much because they want approval in the moment. Strong men promise carefully because they intend to deliver. If you cannot do something, say so. If your schedule is full, say so. If you need time, say so. That honesty gives your words strength. Second, respect time. Show up when you say you will. Do not be sloppy with your commitments. Small promises reveal how you handle big ones. Third, keep your standards consistent. Do not accept disrespect on Monday because you are lonely, then complain about it on Friday because you feel stronger. A standard that changes with your mood is not a standard. It is a preference. Consistency forces the other person to reveal themselves. When you are steady, their chaos becomes obvious. When your word has weight, their empty words stand out. When you keep your promises, you see who only talks and who actually shows up. If someone has not valued, you do not impress them with dramatic gestures. Become a man whose life proves his worth day after day. Let your consistency become evidence they cannot ignore. Write this below if you are ready to make your word matter. I keep promises. Stay with me because the next part shows how upgrading your appearance restores self-respect and makes people notice the man they overlooked. Number 9. Upgrade your personal appearance. Let's be real, folks. The way you present yourself tells the world how much respect you have for yourself before you ever open your mouth. Now, do not twist this into vanity. This is not about trying to look like a 20-year-old. This is not about chasing some fake image, buying flashy clothes, or pretending age has not touched you. A grown man does not need to look young to be attractive. He needs to look intentional. There is a big difference. When someone does not value you, one of the worst things you can do is let that disrespect show up on your body, your clothes, your posture, and your energy. You stop caring. You wear whatever is easy. You skip the haircut. You let your health slide. You walk into rooms looking like life has been dragging you behind it. And then you wonder why people keep treating you like you are invisible. My friend, people notice when a man has given up on himself. Think about Harold, 58, from Milwaukee. After his long marriage ended, he started seeing a woman named Patricia, 52. Patricia was polished, social, and used to being around confident men. Harold was a good man, but he had stopped taking care of his appearance. His shirts were always loose and wrinkled. His shoes were worn down. His hair looked like an afterthought. He carried himself with tired shoulders like he was apologizing for taking up space. At first, Patricia liked his kindness, but over time she stopped seeing him as a man with presence. She saw him as comfortable, safe, and forgettable. Then Harold made changes. Not desperate changes. Disciplined ones. He got a clean haircut. He bought clothes that actually fit. He started walking every morning. He trimmed his beard. He fixed his posture. He stopped dressing like he was hiding from attention and started dressing like he respected the man in the mirror. Patricia noticed. Other people noticed too. But more importantly, Harold noticed. He stood differently. He spoke differently. He stopped entering rooms like he hoped nobody judged him. He entered like a man who had remembered himself. That is the real power of upgrading your appearance. It changes how others see you, yes, but first, it changes how you carry your own value. Start with the basics. Keep your hygiene clean. Take care of your teeth, skin, hair, beard, nails, and scent. Wear clothes that fit your actual body, not the body you had 20 years ago, and not the body you are ashamed of today. Good fit creates strength. Clean shoes matter. A sharp jacket matters. A simple watch, good posture, and steady eye contact matter. You do not need expensive clothes. You need intention. A man in a clean, well-fitted shirt can create more masculine presence than a man wearing luxury brands with no confidence behind them. And take care of your health, because your body is the place your discipline lives. Move every day. Eat like you respect your future. Sleep like your mind matters. Build strength not to impress her, but because weakness and neglect steal your confidence quietly. Here is the deeper lesson. When you upgrade your appearance, you send a silent message. I still care about myself. I still have standards. I am not finished. I am not fading into the background just because someone failed to value me. That message has power. It creates curiosity. It creates attraction. It makes people look twice because they sense a man reclaiming himself. So stop waiting for someone to make you feel worth noticing. Become noticeable through self-respect. Put this in the comments if you are ready to carry yourself differently. I respect myself. Don't go anywhere, because the final part shows how refined social skills make your presence impossible to forget. Number 10. Refine your social skills. Here is the final piece, folks. You can build confidence, boundaries, purpose, and appearance, but if you cannot connect with people, your value stays locked behind a closed door. Social skills are not fake charm. They are not about becoming a loud entertainer or saying whatever makes people like you. Real social skill is the ability to enter a room, read the energy, speak with calm timing, listen without looking bored, and leave people feeling better because they crossed paths with you. My friend, this matters more than most men admit. A man who feels undervalued often withdraws. He tells himself people do not appreciate him, so he becomes colder, quieter, more awkward, or more defensive. Then he wonders why nobody feels drawn to him. But if your presence feels tense, heavy, or hard to approach, people will not lean in. They will keep their distance, even if you have good qualities underneath. Refining your social skills means learning how to make your value felt. Start with presence. When you talk to someone, be there. Not half there, not checking your phone, not scanning the room to see who else is watching. Eye contact, relaxed shoulders, a calm voice, and full attention create a sense of command. People feel when a man is comfortable in his own body. Then practice genuine curiosity. Most people are desperate to be interesting. A socially skilled man becomes interested. He asks better questions. Not shallow questions just to fill silence, but questions that show he is paying attention. What got you into that? What did that teach you? How did that change the way you see things? Questions like that make people open up because they feel seen. But remember this, good conversation is not an interview. You ask, you listen, then you share. You bring something to the table. Your stories, your humor, your insight, your calm confidence. Do not dominate the conversation, but do not disappear inside it either. A man with social skill creates rhythm. He knows when to speak, when to pause, when to smile, and when to let silence work. Body language matters too. Stand upright, slow your movements. Do not fidget like your nerves are driving the conversation. A steady posture sends a quiet message. I am comfortable here. I am not trying to escape myself. That kind of energy makes others feel safe around you. Emotional intelligence is another part of this. Learn to sense when someone is uncomfortable, excited, guarded, playful, or tired. Adapt without becoming fake. If the moment is serious, do not force jokes. If the mood is light, do not drag it into heavy confession. Social strength is knowing what the moment requires. And yes, this can make someone who once overlooked you think about you differently. Because when you refine how you move through the world, you stop feeling like a man waiting for approval. You become a man others enjoy being around. You make conversations smoother. You make rooms warmer. You make people feel understood, respected, and alive. That is unforgettable. So practice. Talk to people at the gym, the coffee shop, the office, the grocery store. Get comfortable with small moments. Ask questions. Listen. Smile. Learn names. Remember details. Notice how people respond when you stop trying to impress and start creating ease. Let your confidence grow through repetition, not fantasy. Over time, those small interactions shape a stronger social presence, and that presence follows you everywhere you go. A man with refined social skills does not chase attention. He creates an atmosphere people want to return to. And when someone who did not value you sees that others enjoy your presence, respect your voice, and respond to your energy, they start realizing they misread you. Say this below as your final standard today: I connect better. Folks, today you learned one powerful truth. If someone does not value you, the answer is not to beg harder. The answer is to become stronger, clearer, more grounded, and more connected to your own worth. You learned how authenticity, emotional self-sufficiency, boundaries, growth, purpose, communication, listening, consistency, appearance, and social skill can transform the way people see you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. If you want deeper lessons on Stoic confidence, masculine presence, emotional discipline, and self-respect in relationships, join the channel membership. That is where we go further. And if this video gave you clarity, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss tomorrow's lesson. Thank you for watching, my friend. Stay strong, stay grounded, and I will see you tomorrow. You have been told that if a woman is not interested, you should just give up, move on, or try harder to